Good morning, madam. Today our group will presenting about sustaining test of laboratory of DCC30112 Geotechnical and Highway Engineering. Okay, first of all, I will introduce my group member, Hetisia Anabiat, Amanda Rishda, Awan Yandang, and me, Danaluda. Okay, for introduction for sustaining test is sustaining point denotes the temperature at which the bitumen attains a particular degree of sustaining under the specification of test. The test is connected by using ring and ball apparatus. A base ring containing test sample of bitumen is suspended in liquid like water or glycerin at a given temperature. Uh, Temperature is noted when the softening bitumen touch the metal plate which a specific distance below. Higher softening point increase lower temperature subsibility and its prefer is contaminates. For the reason, the determination of the softening point must be made by fixed, arbitrary, and close defined method. In the result are comparable. This method is usually in determining the consistency of bitumen in establish the uniformity of shipment or source of supply. Okay, for the objective is to determine the settling point of bitumen within the range 30 to 157 Celsius by means of the ring and ball apparatus. Maksudnya di sini untuk menentukan takat lembut bitumen dalam julat 30 hingga 157 Celsius dengan cara radas gelang bola. Okay, I will pass it to Hetisia for the purpose.
Okay, next. I am Hetisia and I will talk about the purpose of measurement. The softening point is defined as the mean of the temperature at which the bituminous materials is softened and sank downward at a distance of 25 mm under the weight of steel ball. In general, with materials of this type, softening does not take place at the defined temperature. As the temperature rises, the bituminous materials gradually and imperceptibly change from metals or exceedingly slow-flowing materials to softer and less viscous. For this reason, by a fixed, arbitrary and closely defined method in the result as to be comparables. This method is useful in determining the consistency of bituminous materials, assign elements, and establish the uniformity of shipments of resources of supply. And the type and amount of these containers are determined by the sources of crude petroleum and the method of processing at the refinery plant. Next, I will talk about the apparatus that we use in the softening test. First, thermometer. A thermometer is an instrument that measures a temperature. Second, ring and ball apparatus is used for determining the softening point of bituminous materials. And the third is beaker, and the fourth is heater, and the last is stirrer, used to make a stir by immersion in a liquid, quickly spin or stirring or mixture or solution. That's all.
Thank you, Alicia. Today, I'm going to talk about the procedure. First, the bitumen material heated to pouring temperature and is poured into the ring. The After cooling for 30 minutes in the air, it becomes variable. Step 2. Assemble the apparatus in position. First, fill the beaker with distilled water to a height of 50 mm above the upper surface of the ring. Assemble the apparatus with ring, steering and ball guide in position. Fifth, heat the water bath and stir the liquid so that the temperature rises at a uniform rate of 5 to 0.5 Celsius degree per minute. That's it. Write your observation and result. For, for the conclusion, I will pass it to Amanda for the next.
Hello, I'm Amanda Taumba. I will continue with discussion. The softening point value of the two readings should not exceed 1.0 Celsius. For the softening point of bitumen range 40 to 60 Celsius and 1.5 Celsius for the softening point between 61 to 18 Celsius. Else, the test is considered invalid and it is repeated. According for the experiment of softening, we can state the value of temperature for the bitumen sample. To softening to was at 46 Celsius for the test 1 and for 48 Celsius for test 2. The average of softness was on 47 Celsius. Gradient and temperature which their IUs depend to a great extent on their velocity. The velocity of a fat varies with temperature, ranging from a solid to a fairly thin liquid. Velocity temperature relationships are extremely important in the design and use of these materials. Velocity decreases as temperature increases. A very velocity field is very thin. The type of bitumen softness at each country sometimes different because depend on their weather and environment condition. Bituminous material do not have a defined melting point. The higher the softening point, the lower the temperature sensitivity. To calculate the final temperature of the softening point is 48 Celsius, which match the theoretical value, which is 48 to 52. The objective of the experiment was achieved. During conducting the experiment, there are some errors that occurred which will affect the final result. In order to prevent this from happening, there are methods to improve the experiment result. Before doing the experiment, make sure the ring holder does not hold the ball got in stationary. Adjust the ring until the ball can pass through freely. In addition, to get good result, ensure you conduct the experiment in room temperature conduction. The purpose of this test in the industry is to estimate viscoelastic properties of both a fast and proving mixture, especially in rod design. This is to test the consistency of bitumen. That is all from me. Thank you.